Located 170 kilometers southwest of Shanghai, Hangzhou, like most major cities in China, is a thriving modern metropolis. But it is also a city steeped in history, which can be traced back over 2,000 years to the Qing dynasty. But all this week, Hangzhou has also played host to the traditional end-of-year finale in the sport of badminton. Welcome to the magnificent Hangzhou Olympic Sports Centre Gymnasium for the second session on day 3 of the 2023 HSBC BWF World Tour Finals. This event is the culmination of the entire World Tour, where only the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines qualified, those 8 determined by the results from all previous World Tour events earlier this year. And these are the magnificent trophies the players are playing for this week, plus, of course, a share of the $2.5 million in prize money. Well, the format for this competition is 3 days of group round-robin play, and today being day 3 means that today is the last chance to qualify for the semi-final knockout stage, which will be played tomorrow before all 5 finals on Sunday. So as far as this second session is concerned, we're starting this evening with women's singles, and it's a battle of the Olympic champions past and present. Chen against the 2016 Olympic gold medalist Carolina Marin. We then turn our attention to men's singles, and the number 1 seed, Kodai Naraoka, has lost both his matches so far, but he could still qualify for the semi-final, but he would require a straight game victory over the 2018 winner of the World Tour Finals, Shi Yuqi of China. But even then, who qualifies for the semi-final would depend on the outcome of the other Group A match between Axelsen and Ginting. We stay with men's singles, and it's the battle of the Asian Games gold medalists, past and present. Jonathan Christie, despite winning both his previous matches in Group B, still needs to win 1 game against Li Shifeng to secure his semi-final spot. 2 mixed doubles follow the 2 men's singles. 2-time former champions and finalists for the last 3 years, Pua Varanukroh and Teurat Tanachai, are up against Chen, who recorded a sensational win yesterday against Watanabe and Higashino. We then finish with the number 1 seeds, Feng Yangzhe and Huang Dongping, who are already qualified for the semi-finals tomorrow, against Watanabe and Higashino, who must win today's match to secure their semi-final place. Well, with women's singles being our first match this evening, a chance for us to look at Group B, and it's all quite simple because Marin and Chen Yufei have played 2 matches and won 2 matches. Today's battle is simply to decide who finishes top of Group B. But that is worth a lot to both these players, because we know from Group A, Eun Se-young has finished top of the group, and we know that Eun Se-young, the reigning world champion, has been in great form this year. So both these 2 players will want to avoid the Korean in the semi-finals tomorrow. Well, it's been a wonderful tournament so far. We've seen so many great matches, and this has all the trappings of being a classic. Chen Yufei, the current Olympic champion, against Carolina Marin, the former Olympic champion. The announcement of the home favourite, and I do mean home because Chen Yufei was born in this city of Hangzhou. A former winner of the World Tour Finals, in fact winner of this event the last time that the World Tour Finals were staged here in China. That was back in 2019. Carolina Marin, this is one of the few major titles that she has never managed to win. She was a beaten finalist 3 years ago at the 2020 World Tour Finals, which were actually played in January 2021. So these two players know each other's games inside out, because this will be a 10th meeting between these two players. And as you can see, of the previous 9, Chen has won 6 of them, including, more significantly, the last 5. So Chen won the toss of the coin. And as I was telling you, she was born in this city of Hangzhou. 25 years of age, a former world #1, who's making her 5th appearance at the end-of-year championships. About 5'8" in height, former world #1. She was world #1 for 13 weeks from the middle of December 2019. As far as her world tour has been concerned, well, she has been in 6 finals this year, winning 4 titles. The Indonesian Super 1000 and then the last 3 Super 750 events. Now, she played in the first match against her teammate Han Yue, needed 3 games to beat her teammates, and then yesterday beat Zhang Beiwen, a more comfortable affair in 2 straight games. So played 2, won 2. And as I was explaining earlier, that means that she has qualified along with Carolina Marin. 30 years of age now, Carolina Marin, making her 4th appearance at the World Tour Finals. Her first since January 2021, when she reached the final of the 2020 edition. Born in Huelva in Spain, and as far as her World Tour is concerned, well, she's won 1 World Tour title this year. That was the Orléans Masters, the 300 event in France. It was her first world title for over 2 years, since the 2021 Swiss Open, which was also a 300 event. She, like her opponent, has beaten both Han Yue and Zhang Beiwen, but unlike her opponent, she's done it very efficiently, winning both in 2 straight games. So our umpire for this one, Jesper Larsen from Denmark, calls for the players to get ready to play. The service judge will be Diraj Gunadre of Mauritius. I'm Jill Clark, delighted to say that Olympic bronze medalist in the men's doubles, Chris Langridge, is sitting beside me. And Chris, I think it's fair comment to say that these two players know each other's games extremely well.
Yeah, they played each other a lot, and I think that stat that you picked up on is so important in regards to the last 5 meetings. They've all gone Chen Yufei's way, and the most recent one in, I think it was Kumamoto. It was a rather one-sided affair, but I think we didn't quite see the normal Carolina in that match. I think it's going to be a very different one today.
Yes, well, I said in the introductions, I hope this would be a classic, and I do hope it will be a classic. Wu Yigang, Chinese women's singles coach. And I'm absolutely certain both of these players will want to avoid Eun Se-young, who's finished top of Group A in the semi-final stage. Who plays the top of each group is drawn after all semi-finals are completed.
On my right, Carolina Marin, Spain. And on my left, Chen Yufei, China. Carolina Marin to serve. Level, play.
So the group decider. Who will top Group B? Will it be Carolina Marin or Chen Yufei? Oh, that looked a little nervous start to me. Chris, I'm interested, you said that in the quarterfinal of the Kumamoto Masters, when these two last played, you didn't think that Carolina Marin was at her best. She lost 21-12, 21-9. Was that because of injury problems, or do you think she just had an off day?
I think it was just an off day. It was just everything. Her body language is very different. Obviously, she's renowned for being a very aggressive, quite loud player. You know, she's got the...
I would describe her as feisty.
Feisty, yeah, that's a better word. And she's got the, you know, the loud shout that she has. And she looked very flat. She didn't look her normal self. That's just why, for me, I don't think it was a normal performance. I think Chen Yufei played incredible, which obviously made it very difficult for her. But I don't think Carolina played to the level that everyone's used to.
Yeah, that's a nice smash straight down the line.
Carolina's attack yesterday against Han Yu was just incredible. It was a very one-sided encounter, just because Carolina was almost looked like it was 2016 again in regards to she was so fast, so aggressive, controlling the game. It was really, really tough for Han Yu to kind of even get into the match.
Nicely done.
4-2.
Well, it is one of the few major titles that she's never won. Of course, when she won the gold medal at the European Games in Poland earlier this year, she became the first women's singles player ever to win Olympic World Championship, Continental Games and Continental Championships, a career golden quartet. But this is the one big one that's really missing. She's won the All England, she's won everything apart from this.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to think how much Carolina's done with the two such extreme injuries that she's had. I mean, it doesn't really get much more extreme than doing both ACLs. And it's incredible that she's back to the level she's at. How did she get that back?
Yeah. Got back the difficult one and then missed the easy one. I couldn't agree more, Chris. I think that, you know, to come back in singles from ACL surgery on both knees is simply incredible. Superhuman effort.
Yep, and I was reading up about, you know, 10 hours of rehab she was doing a day to recover as quickly as possible, and that's extreme, you know. But that's the kind of player that she is, and that's how she got back. I mean, the first time she did it, she got back so quickly.
Ladies and gentlemen, your questions, please. Thank you for your cooperation.
This is a good rally. Oh, that's a super net shot. My goodness me.
6-3.
Yeah, and so far in this tournament, Carolina has played very well. She's looked quite confident, she's looked relaxed, she's looked calm. And yesterday against Han Yu, I mean, she was playing a player who's very good, and she made her look quite normal.
Was she dominating from the front of the court? Was she dominating on the net play as she just did in that rally?
Every aspect. She was, you know, incredible. It really looked like, you know, the form of kind of 2016 when she was almost unbeatable. She was, every part of the court she was dominating. Her attack was devastating, her speed. I mean, she looks so fast.
7-3.
It has been a wonderful start by Carolina Marin. Oh, that's just wonderful. The reason I asked you, Chris, about the net play is because I've always thought when Carolina Marin has been at her very best, it's from the mid-court forward where she really sets up and dominates the rallies.
Yeah, I mean, the speed that she has, and she doesn't give her opponent any time, and when she comes forward, she can take it so early and then generally gets a lift where she's on balance, and her attack yesterday was, I mean, it was really, really impressive.
Yeah. That's nice. That's a beauty. Absolute beauty.
9-3.
I think she's controlling the match, similar to yesterday. And it is, you know, I know we've already spoken about it, but I don't think we can speak about it enough, that how she can move this well, considering what she's been through. I mean, I would go as far as to say she is one of the best female movers in the world. And to have gone through what she's gone through on both knees and to be this quick, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, there's the control from the front. And again. Yeah. That is pinpoint accuracy.
10-3.
What a start. 10-3 advantage, and let's not forget, she was love 2 down.
And she's playing probably the best player in the world at the moment on current form. Chen Yufei probably is.
Yeah, well, Chen Yufei has been in the final of her last 5 tournaments, starting at the Asian Games here in Hangzhou.
4-10.
It's an incredible run Chen Yufei's on. Out of the last 25 matches she's played in 5 tournaments, she's only lost 2.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, the consistency.
Finals, yeah.
Consistency there is phenomenal.
Yeah. Stayed her side of the court, and therefore it is Carolina Marin who has a very healthy lead indeed. A 7-point advantage here at the mid-game interval of the opening game.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Coach.
Well, the players return to court. Kim Nielsen coaching Carolina Marin at this event.
11.
I couldn't hear anything he was saying. Could you hear, Chris?
Play.
No.
No, I think it was very tough to catch.
Yeah.
She's got a very deep voice as well, which makes it even tougher.
Oh, that's a nice block. Yeah. And that's always the problem, isn't it, Chris? If you play cross-court in singles and your opponent gets it back, all they've got to do is play that straight block, and then you've the full diagonal of the court to scamper.
Yeah, and the quality in Chen Yufei's block and how early she took it just gave Carolina no time at all to be able to chase that down.
One of the rare occasions that Carolina Marin
6-11.
misses from the front of the court. What's your thoughts, Chris, on what Chen Yufei should be trying to do here to claw her way back in?
I mean, it's a tough challenge at the moment because when Carolina is playing, as she has played for 90% of this first game so far, she's not unplayable, but, you know, she is doing everything almost perfect. But this did happen yesterday in Carolina's match where that last shot for me, she's almost trying to play too perfect when she's in a great position. And sometimes, because she's played so well, you almost think, I'm going to play better and better and better. Whereas if she just maintains that 8.5/9 out of 10, but for a consistent basis, it's almost impossible to beat her. But sometimes I feel she just pushes it that fraction over, tries to be too perfect, but then the cheaper mistakes come in. And if Chen Yufei can stick with her or try and disrupt her or frustrate her rhythm, it's possible for Carolina just to force it a little bit and a few more mistakes.
Just wide.
Service over. 7-12.
It's almost there what I mean. Chen Yufei, she didn't really do a lot in that rally. She defended incredibly well. We all know she's got a fantastic defense. She kind of just frustrated Carolina enough to just force it a little bit too tight and then kind of give an unforced error in the end.
Caroline, it's a new shuttle. Yeah. Seven, 12. 8, 11.
It's interesting, when I watched Chen Yufei playing her first match on Wednesday against teammate Han Yue was getting a lot of success by playing to the forehand net of Chen Yufei. And I think that Carolina Marin's coach has noticed that and has advised some of the same to try and do the same. It'll be interesting to see how Chen Yufei reacts to that. There. Nice. That is a super round.
Over. 13-8.
Yeah, the precision on that overhead. Fantastic slice. Especially from the position she was in there. So it wasn't a bad shot from Chen Yufei.
Challenge here
That's
of the match.
Something Carolina does so well. She was always stepping onto the shuttle, stepping into it, taking it as early as possible in that situation.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to earlier. That from the mid-court forward, when she's early on it, she tends to control the rallies. Clearly out. Good challenge by Chen Yufei.
Service over. 9-13. Play.
Yeah, Marin first to the net again. Well, nothing you can do about that. Lucky net cords for Chen Yufei.
10-13.
Yeah, and I would say Carolina was dominating that rally. Chen Yufei off bat, I mean, that's a phenomenal drop shot, but definitely a lot of fortune.
Play on.
Well, there's two of 4 women's singles players in this year's World Tour finals who have contested a final of the World Tour finals previously.
Fault. Service over. 14-10.
Well,
the racket touched the net.
A racket judged to have touched the net.
Touched the net. Yes, it was.
Well, Chen Yufei can't believe it.
Chen, hand over the shot.
Let's have another look.
Chen.
No.
Chen.
I'm not sure that was correct. Wow.
Back on court.
Who'd want to sit in an umpire's chair, though? I wouldn't, I know that.
No, and this is a, you know, it's so tough to make that call, and the angle that the umpire's at, it makes it even tougher. And I really do believe it would be fantastic if there's a way to just implement just a little something to aid them, just to take that bit of pressure off them to make that call.
Are you talking about a video replay, sort of a a third umpire,
Yes.
VAR,
Something of the sort where,
yes.
you know, if a situation like that occurs, it's possible to somehow, you know, technology can be involved to make that decision, because it's so tough sometimes to tell for the umpire.
Oh, yeah.
I think I spent 5 minutes in an umpire's chair once at a tournament just observing, and that was enough for me.
Yeah,
it was so hard to really see what was going on.
And you see, the thing is that we have the privilege and the opportunity to see things again. They have to make that split-second decision. But in other sports, they are using technology to review decisions. But I think it's a bit different in badminton. I mean, if you've got a penalty decision in football, it's drastic because you don't have many goals per match, whereas we have lots of rallies in a badminton game within the 3 games of a match. Anyway, it's something for discussion, I think, for the future, isn't it?
I think it'd be brilliant, you know, when a player tries to kill it if they're over the net or not over the net.
Yeah. This is a good rally. This is an important point. That's an extraordinary shot from Carolina Marin. She played an overhead there, Carolina Marin, where the shuttle had gone way past her. It was the most peculiar looking shot. Well, having been 7 points adrift at the mid-game interval, now only 1 point in it. This is a remarkable comeback by Chen.
I would say the unforced errors, it's not a lot, but just a few have crept in from Carolina, whereas yesterday she was so good that I think in the whole match there was maybe 3 unforced errors the whole match.
Oh, that's a nice block. Yeah. Back level. What a great recovery by Chen.
Chen moves the shuttle around so well like there.
Carolina.
Made Carolina move the full width.
Carolina, you have to stay on.
Well, when Carolina Marin reached the final in Bangkok in January 2021, she became only the 2nd women's singles player from Europe to contest the final at the end-of-year finale. Missed it. And Chris, the first women's singles player to contest from Europe. In 2009, Juliana Schenk was in the final, lost out to Wong Mu Chu from Malaysia.
Wow. Schenk was a very good player.
Yeah.
Very good player.
Service over. 15-all. Thank you. Carolina back on court.
Yeah, I probably would have guessed Tina.
Yeah, most people probably would have thought that.
I knew it had to be a tricky one, Jill. You never give me the easy ones. So.
Well, you got my question right the last time we worked together. You got it right straight away. I thought I'd give you a more tricky one.
That's the only one I've ever got right, Jill. If we can keep talking about that one question I got right there.
15-all.
This is an absolutely crucial phase. I think not just of this opening game, I think it might influence the match.
Seems strange to think that Carolina was 10-4 up, and it looked like
11-4.
It was 11-4, and in control. Yeah, it was 11-4, you're correct. And in control of the first game, it seemed, and how Chen Yufei's turned that around.
Do you know, Chris, I think since Chen Yufei was faulted at the net for touching the nets, I think she's been even more fired up and determined. That's always a good sign, I think, in an athlete. You know, if you think you're hard done by, instead of moping around and sort of saying, oh, woe is me, if you can use your anger and frustration in the right direction, channel it to your advantage. John McEnroe, tennis player, was able to do that.
Definitely, I think it's a complex thing to be able to do, but if you can use that frustration or aggression in the correct way, it gives you kind of that extra little something.
Yes, no. There's nothing. You have to listen to what I say.
No, umpire taking absolute control of this. Umpire wanting the players to hand the shuttle back straight away, rather than wander off court and towel down. And I think that's right, in all honesty. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Carolina Marin.
16-17. Carolina, fix your knees and go back on court, okay?
So 16-17. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. That is what Han Yue was doing on numerous occasions against Chen Yufei. Push her down the backhand side, and then a sharp shot down the forehand side of the current Olympic champion. So once again, it's all level. How good and how crisp was that?
18-17.
I think that's the thing with Chen Yufei. I feel like she can create something out of nothing. Because I wouldn't say this was really much of an opportunity. Maybe a fraction short the lift, but not really. Just perfection.
Yeah, okay. I can move it. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. But I suspect it was flashlight being used by somebody in the crowd behind the court. Missed it. And that is a big miss. That wasn't even close.
19-17.
And again, both players are indicating to the umpire that there's flashlights being used. It's desperately disappointing. I mean, surely people realise that's going to affect the player. Oh, good net shot. Yeah. Couldn't control the second one, though.
20, game point, 17.
3 game point opportunities for Chen Yufei. Yeah, I think it was 15 all, Chris, and I said that I thought it was an important phase of the game and possibly the match. Oh, that's lovely. So fast forward. When she's fast forward like that and she's controlling from the front of the court, Carolina Marin is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the speed she can move at, especially when she comes forward, it isn't, well, I don't think there's anyone that can compare to it.
Brilliantly taken. As soon as she saw Chen Yufei turn to play that push on the backhand, this one, look how fast Carolina Marin was forward.
That's the integral part. As soon as you see your opponent in trouble, you've got to try and predict what they're going to do, and Carolina obviously predicted it to perfection.
So 2 game points have been well saved. Another one remains, though, for Chen Yufei. This is fabulous, and it's gone long, and that is quite remarkable.
20 all.
20 all confirms the umpire. 3 game points brilliantly saved by Carolina Marin.
This has been such an exciting first game. 2 Olympic gold medalists really showing what elite badminton is.
So extra points required until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. This is sensational.
21-20.
4 straight points, saving 3 game points, and now a game point opportunity herself for Carolina Marin. How did she get that back? This is just getting better and better. What a rally. How did Marin get that one back? 21 all.
All.
too loose from Carolina Marin. And Chen Yufei earns herself a fourth opportunity to close out this opening game.
This has been 31 minutes of the highest level ladies singles.
Play.
Oh, that's a brilliant shot again from Carolina Marin.
Service over.
And Chen Yufei immediately after the rally turns and points to her backhand corner while looking at her coach as if to say, should I have played it or should I have left it? I think she was right to play it. And I think we have to give great credit to Carolina Marin. I think that was a brilliant shot.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was going in and it was played to perfection. And the thing with Chen there, she just needs to make that decision earlier.
Oh, that's going wide. She's taken it. Oh, my goodness me. I don't believe it.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
That is just incredible. It ends with a net court from Chen Yufei. But how on earth did she keep in that rally?
That is one of the most outrageous rallies I've ever seen.
Isn't it fabulous? A dive to her backhand side, gets up, plays a forehand from deep in the corner, then gets back. An incredible defensive shot and gets the net court. Well, what drama and what excitement. This is just fantastic.
Chen.
Game point number 5 for Chen Yufei. Nice net shot. And that's gone wrong.
Service over. 23-all.
In the space of this first game, we've had a men's doubles on the other court totally finish. The quality on display in this ladies singles is incredible.
Just wide.
24.
So having saved 5 game points, now Carolina Marin has a second opportunity herself to close out game number 1. Brilliant, great follow-up from Carolina Marin.
Won by Carolina Marin.
And that is greeted with almost silence from the home fans here. but you've got to say that was utterly brilliant. Mid-court forward, when she's dominating that, she's winning matches. Confirmation of the opening game, 25-23 in 36 minutes.
Remember when you come over these 10 short strokes, that was what happened in mid of first set. Then you still need to have the tempo shift. You cannot just play around with it. When you have the chance to light hand in, attack backhand, you know it becomes straight up and move forward. Yeah. You should not come into heavy speed and then
seconds, 20 seconds.
Carolina. Thank you.
Second game.
2号场地男子单打
Court 2, men's
Double.
single.
有请技术官员入场。
Let's welcome the technical official.
Play.
Well, can this second game possibly live up to the quality of that first game? Well, it was badminton at its very best.
1 love.
It's difficult for Chen and Fei, isn't it, Chris? Because when you've had 5 game point opportunities in the opening game in front of your home fans, literally home fans, home city, you know, to pick yourself up again when you know you've already qualified for the semi-final, it's a tough call.
Definitely, and I think it's also... See Carolina there asking someone just to turn their flashlight off. But also, yeah, no, totally. There were chances in the first where she definitely could have taken it, and winning that first game changes the whole momentum of the match. And now, obviously, Carolina stormed off again to this 3-love lead, as she kind of did in the first. When Carolina gets on this roll, she just looks so good. Sometimes when it's your home tournament or home crowd, there's kind of 2 outcomes. You get that buzz from the crowd getting behind you, and you almost feel like there's another player on court with you, assisting you, or you feel that little bit of extra pressure, that little bit of tension that you have to achieve success kind of for the crowd and for yourself.
Yeah, Chen Fei was saying recently, though, that having played at the Asian Games here in her home city, that she now knows how to deal with the pressure of being the home player.
Yeah, and that's what you get from experience. So it's obviously nice for her to play the Asian Games to get that feeling.
You've also got to, you know, bear in mind that, of course, neither of these players want to play against An Se-young, but the other player already through to the semi-final is Tai Su-ying, the former champion, in fact, 3-time former champion and 6-time finalist at the end of year finale. I mean, if these two have another 2 games of 36 minutes as they did the opening game, then both of them will be pretty spent forces for tomorrow's semi-finals. And there's no more second chances tomorrow. It's the knockout stage. You lose tomorrow, you're out.
Yeah, 100%. And this is the thing, that first game was, you know, it was a mammoth first game. And as you said, if we have another 2 of those, you're talking at least an hour and a half. And an hour and a half of the level that they played at, which was exceptional, it's definitely going to have an impact tomorrow.
And they could play against each other again tomorrow. All we know is that the top 2 or the top 1 player from each of the groups avoid each other. But you could have a repeat group match at semi-final stage.
Service over. 4-all.
And I do think the 4 ladies that have qualified, obviously Yamaguchi's not here because she's injured, but the top 5 ladies, if we include Yamaguchi, they are just that little bit ahead of the rest. I think at the moment their level is quite exceptional.
Yeah, it stayed her side. Well, here's an interesting stat for you, Chris. 24 of the 28 level 2 to 5 World Tour qualifying events, 24 of the 28 were won by the top 8 finishers on the race to the World Tour finals. So, of course, that includes Yamaguchi. That's a staggering statistic because basically the top 8 players are winning everything.
Yeah, it is an astonishing statistic, but it doesn't surprise me, just because I would say there is a little level above the rest. I'd say the top 5 are a level above, and then the top 3 after that, I think, as well.
Yeah, and you've got to take into account that Chen, for instance, only played 1 300 event this year. So these top players are not playing that many 300 events, but still amongst the top 8 who originally qualified, they're winning even the 300 events.
Yeah. With Chen Yufei, her points are that high at the moment that unless she gets to the final, it wouldn't even go on her ranking. Her points are that high because if she got a semi, just say the worst case scenario for her because she has qualified and she got 8,400, it wouldn't be of benefit at all.
That's amazing, isn't it?
As of late, she's had such a phenomenal run. The last time these 2 ladies played, obviously, was Kumamoto Masters, which wasn't really that long ago. Very short period of time ago, and it's such a different game. And it was quite interesting because I saw that Carolina played the European qualifiers, the team event that recently happened, and it was quite close to this, and I was a bit surprised that she played it just because...
That was the team
competition, yeah. Just the level of matches for her were very comfortable. The longest match she had was 27 minutes. But on a positive note, you can almost train through that, and it's just a little bit of almost sparring and match play. And I've got to say the decision they've taken has definitely worked because the way she's played throughout this tournament so far is very, very impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. And also you get used to winning again, don't you?
Yeah, and it is so important to keep winning just because it's a skill you have to learn. That's why sometimes I do think it's really important for players that are going through a bit of a tough stage to maybe just lower the level of the tournament they're playing to try and win again.
Well, Chen Yufei was hovering, ready to pounce. That might have gone over.
7.
It's a lovely shot. Well, just going back to the point you made just a moment ago, Chris, about, you know, the top players really have been fairly dominant over this last 12 months. If you look at the Super 1000 and 750 events, of which there was 10, all 10 tournaments were won by just 3 different players.
Yeah, once again, though, doesn't really surprise me. In different categories, I'll be more surprised, but yeah, ladies singles at the moment.
That's a lovely shot. It's very low. And yet, when you look at the 300 events this year, we've had 10 300 events on the World Tour.
7.
All 10 in the women's singles have been won by 10 different players.
Okay, that surprises me more. That is interesting.
That's fascinating,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is. It's also the diversity in the ladies singles. There's a lot of different players, as in from countries coming through. We saw recently, I think you were a bit of a fan of her, from Vietnam, Nguyen.
Nguyen, yeah.
Incredible performance where she actually defeated Carolina.
Yeah. Good rally. Yeah. And in fact, that victory by Nguyen over Carolina Marin was Carolina Marin's last individual tournament before coming here. That was the China Masters.
Yep.
And Nguyen went on to reach the quarterfinal. First women's singles player from Vietnam ever at a quarterfinal stage at that level of competition. Well, this is phenomenal. 6 straight points for Chen Yufei.
5-3.
Yeah, that's nice.
Service over. 8.
And that was the biggest run of the match so far. The Carolinas just stopped there, 6 points.
Oh, it's landed in. There's a misjudgment from Chen Yufei. And actually, I'm a little bit surprised because I've thought all week that the Cyprus drift was going from left to right.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, but when I'm looking today, I almost think it's going the other way. If anything, it almost looks a little bit like it's going right to left, but then we've had such unique conditions outside. Yesterday was 25 degrees, and today's 8 degrees, I think, or something like that.
Interval.
Well, there's no question the badminton is very hot indeed. Wonderful shot from Chen Yufei to get us to the mid-game interval. A 2-point advantage for the number 2 seed here in the second game.
后场的高球杀球呢，就追求的还是讲这个完成任务才追求这个速度啊，保持脚上跑起来连贯。
1, 20 seconds. Clock 1, 20 seconds.
Moving forward. 4, 7.
Jump. 11-9. Play.
Moving forward. 8-4.
7 of the last 9 points to Chen Yufei. One would assume from that that the momentum is most definitely with her. Missed it. The one thing we've learned over the years, Chris, is that you certainly don't write off Carolina Marin. She's one of the greatest fighters there's ever been, I think, in women's singles.
Definitely, and I read also that she had two different psychologists, one for sport and one for her personal life, just because they're almost two different worlds. And she is, I would say, a very unique individual in regards to her discipline, her, you know, she is a true kind of warrior, as it were, going through what she went through with her knees. And on course, she shows how much of a fighter that she is, and coming from the situation she came, a country that hadn't really had any badminton players, and moving at the age of 14 away from her family, friends, everything, to a totally different city, and starting a new life for her dream of becoming a badminton player.
Oh, my goodness me. Oh, it's well left. What a net exchange.
12-11.
That's an incredible cross-court there from Carolina.
Yeah.
I do think the drift just a little bit took this to the side.
Yes, forcing Chen to turn and play the backhand once again. That's always a sign that a singles player is in trouble.
Carolina Marin challenges called in.
Here we go. Great challenge out by Riska.
13-12. Play.
Oh, I'm going to stop there a minute.
13.
I wonder if she was guilty of watching her opponent rather than the shuttle. Missed it.
14-13.
These are the fine margins at this level. It's out by inch and a half, maybe.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Another one just wide of the mark.
15-13.
So is that.
Service over.
They both seem to be going right for the lines, and they're not leaving themselves any margin for error.
And I think, yeah, it's just a case of they've both defended so well that they have to play so accurately. Such a fine margin.
Go to 26. Go to 26.
Service over. 16-14.
11, 9, 7.
Service over. 15-16.
Could be a variation from Carolina.
Yeah, I think that Chen Yufei's just gone off the boil momentarily. Nice. Oh. That's a fabulous smash.
17-16.
Even there, Chen Yufei, she's off balance, but the quality of her shot, even in that situation.
Service over. 30, 10.
Yeah, well left. It's
Service
point for
over.
point.
17-all.
Throughout this match, the difference between the two players has been absolutely nothing.
Oh. Yeah, she's definitely gone off the boil.
18-17.
It's the one you've got to be careful of when you're playing a controlled shot, cross-court, in the direction where I believe the wind's going. It's always just going to keep dragging it in that direction.
5 of the last 7 points to Carolina Marin. Yeah, I think you're right, Chris, about the drift. I think that's different today.
18-all.
All you need is one door open somewhere in this magnificent arena and it will change the drift slightly. I have to say, what a magnificent crowd is in.
Yeah, when I'm looking up, it's almost full right up to the rafters at the top.
Yeah. from Chen Yufei.
19.
Two smashes down the forehand side of Carolina Marin. And now the number 2 seed, just 2 points away from taking this second game and forcing a third and deciding game. Nice.
Service over.
Really kept her patience well, Carolina Marin.
Yeah, really calm on this final overhead. All about placement. Brilliant.
So will it be a match point or a game point? This next rally will answer that question.
Carolina.
Oh, my goodness. What a shot and what courage to go for that shot at 19 all. It is indeed a game point opportunity for Chen Yufei to level this group decider at 1 game apiece. Mistakes.
Service over. 20 all. Play.
Yeah, flashlight again being used. Missed it. And that's a pity from the European perspective.
21-20.
Because it had been a wrong choice of shot from Chen Yufei right into the hitting zone of Carolina Marin. But it's a second game point opportunity here for Chen Yufei to make it 1 game all. Oh, she's down the line.
Service over.
Absolute perfection.
21 all.
And also, as the point before, she obviously missed a similar shot.
Carolina. Play on.
14.
Well, having saved 2 game point opportunities here in the second game, after an hour and 7 minutes, Carolina Marin now on the verge of a victory.
This is the thing now, what we're going to see in this rally. We're going to see nerves from Chen Yufei. Is Carolina going to force it, or are we just going to see some more magic that we've seen throughout the match so far?
Oh dear. I hope she's all right. Yeah, she's fine. She's up again. Oh, that was a brave smash from Chen Yufei. What happened here?
She didn't quite move her feet. She thought she could reach it, and then...
I think she banged her right knee with it. Or was it... No, her left knee. Yeah, she seems all right, I'm happy to say. 22 all. Second match point opportunity for Carolina Marin.
And that was a cheap one from Chen Yufei.
It was cheap, wasn't it? Just done it. And look at the reaction from Carolina Marin. 25, 23, 24, 22. What a group decider. An hour and 10 minutes.
25, 23,
Badminton
24,
of the very
22.
highest quality.
That last rally, what an incredible pickup from Carolina to finish the match with.
Yeah, absolutely sensational. So Carolina Marin tops the group. All 3 group matches won in 2 straight games. That is very impressive indeed. But these 2 could play again tomorrow. The draw will be done later this evening. But Carolina Marin can celebrate her victory over the current Olympic champion. 25, 23, 24, 22. A match lasting an hour and 10 minutes. Well, coming up next is the #1 seed, Kodai Naraoka of Japan. It's a must-win situation for him, and he's up against the former champion, Xiu Qi of China.